Hello, welcome to episode number 413 of the TEW 2020 Challenge Run. This is going to be SmackDown for week 2 of September 2023, and yeah, it's the special SmackDown Payback episode of the show, featuring a World Heavyweight Championship main event. Carmelo Hayes challenges Montez Ford for the World Heavyweight Championship. We've got a last man standing match, Bronson Steiner against Keith Lee. We've got Seth freaking Rollins against Buster Gates. And we've got a tag team championship contenders battle royal. So, that's actually going to kick us off, the battle royal, that is. Without any further ado, let's jump straight into the show. The battle royal gets a 76. That's actually pretty good considering the state of this tag team division. The teams in this match are Hit Row, represented by Shanky, the Adonis, and Top Dollar. Bodie Hayward and Shane Reynolds of Chase U. Brad Sawyer and Kylan Rogers of Aussie Open. Channing Stax Lorenzo and Troy Two Dimes Donovan of the D'Angelo family. Idris Inofe et Malik Blade of La French Connection. Grand Metalik and Lindsay Dorado of Death From Above. Jacob Fatu and Solo Sokoa. Nebo Barnes and Rufus Hamilton of the Revolution. And then we've got 2 extra spots in there, so they've gone to Oro Mensah, who obviously is in there. If he wins, he'll pick Montez Ford to be his partner, but Tez is a little bit busy tonight. And then Bobby Fish, by himself. And as soon as the match gets underway, Jacob Fatu and Solo Sokoa and 2 members of the Revolution, they charge at each other, and they all just eliminate each other, so they're out straight away. So then we're down to 16. Then Bobby Fish, of course, he's like, guys, I could pick any one of you to be my tag team partner, so if you let me win, that's better for all of us. And I mean, folks, where's the... And then Sanga would grab him from behind and toss him out. So Bobby Fish is gone. And then the next notable thing to happen is, the D'Angelo boys and Indus Sher go face to face. They brawl, which ends with them double teaming and taking down Sanga, and then both Stax and Two Dimes eliminating Veer Mahan. So then the final 6 are both the D'Angelo boys, Grand Metalik, Top Dollar, Sanga, and Idris Inofe. Sanga then eliminates both the D'Angelo boys. And then Grand Metalik and Idris are gone. The final 2 are Sanga and Top Dollar. And then Top Dollar does eliminate Sanga. And Hit Row are going to No Mercy. We live in a timeline where I'm doing a storyline that I'm enjoying booking so much to the point where I've cornered myself into booking Hit Row into a SmackDown Tag Team title match on a pay-per-view. That's the world we live in. But, Top Dollar gets it done. Top Dollar specifically won because he's more popular than Ashanti in the game. So, there'll be less people getting angry. There'll mainly only be Jacob Fatu and Solo Sokoa, really. But they are all well known. So yes, Top Dollar and Ashanti did. Swerve, said last week they better fucking do it. They better win that battle royal. They did just that. So, yeah, No Mercy. It will be a rematch from last week. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn against Hit Row. Speaking of that, we then cut backstage to Kayla watching with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. She goes, well, there you have it, Kev, Sami, a rematch with Hit Row at No Mercy for those tag team titles. And Sami goes, last week, Hit Row, they really hung with Kevin and I, but, we've proven already once before that we can beat Hit Row. And when push comes to shove at the pay-per-view at No Mercy, we're going to do it again. And then as Kevin Owens goes to speak, Kayla's like, well, hold on, I'm getting word of a commotion. And she runs off to go and see what the commotion is about. She leaves Kevin Owens hanging. And the commotion is Bianca Belair and Candice LeRae brawling, right at the entrance of the arena. Following last week's, show ending. And they brawl. And then Adam Pearce charges. He goes, enough, ladies. If you want to get your hands on each other so badly, it's fine. I can book it. It is official. At No Mercy, Bianca Belair will go one-on-one with Candice LeRae. Now, until then, they've got a big show here tonight. I can't be dealing with this nonsense. So you two, get your ass out of the building. And then Candice is like, well, fine by me. I've got what I wanted. But Bianca goes, no, Pierce, you can't send me out, Tez has got a big main event tonight, and I need to be there for Tez's big main event. And Pierce goes, well, you should have thought about that before you did this. Off you go. But Pierce, I'm the franchise player. But why are you kicking your franchise player out of your show? And Pierce goes, it is official. Get out. She goes, and I thought SmackDown would be better off for me than Raw. This is just as bullcrap as that show. We then cut backstage. Indus Shera raging about losing the Battle Royal. Sanga and Veer throwing crates around. When Tony and the family walk up, he goes, hey, couple of jokesters right over here. Bevan goes, you've got a nerve showing your face next to Veer and Sanga, And Tony goes, well, I thought, Veer here, he was gonna, unload on our ass. Last I checked, my boys, they dumped his dumb ass out of the Battle Royal. And Bevan goes, yeah, well, I saw Sanga dump both your boys out, so who's laughing now, huh? And Tony goes, well, you see, there's a lot of issues between us here. If you think you're a tough guy, how about next week, me and you go one-on-one, Bivens? Bivens goes, oh, Tony, you must be mistaken. I don't fight, but I know somebody who does. And then Tony turns around, he's face to chest, I guess, with Omos. But then Big Cass steps into Omos's face, and the two of them have another face-to-face. And Tony goes, you want me to fight your big guy right here? As long as big problems by my side. The D'Angelo family don't back down from anyone. You want to take over the land? You got to fight the biggest dog in the yard, capiche? I'll see your big idiot next week. 81. I guess that's fine for what it is. But, the Revolution and Seth's Samoans sort of cancel each other out in that opening match. So, it's Seth and Buster one-on-one, nobody in their corners. And it is Buster Gates who picks up the win. He cheats to beat Seth Rollins' handful of tights in 17-11. 72 for Buster, 84 for Seth. I had to keep Seth strong and protect him because he's losing too much popularity for my liking. But he's not having a good run of things right now. He lost the King of the Ring final to LA Knight. He lost at SummerSlam to Will Ospreay. He's lost it here at SmackDown Payback to Buster Gates. Things aren't really going the way that Seth would quite like them to. Which, depending on how you feel about him, because he has been a bit of a douchebag recently. Still is. Just because we think the Revolution are a douchebag doesn't mean Seth's a good guy. But yeah, Buster with the win. We then cut backstage. Pierce is in his office when Tiffany and Mariah May walk in. Tiffany's still wearing her face mask from her broken nose, quote-unquote, evolution. And she goes, Pierce, I've just got the greatest news ever. Are you ready for the best news you've ever heard in your life? Pierce goes, what is it? You're leaving SmackDown? And she goes, oh, no, silly. I said the best news, not the worst news you'll ever hear. Look. Ta-da. She takes her mask off. She throws it on the floor. She goes, oh, wow, your nose is miraculously healed, Tiffany. She goes, yes, I'll never forgive, Becky Lynch for what she did at Evolution, hitting me in the face. Gross, okay? Well, I'm ready to get straight back into action. And then Pierce goes, well, you are you? Well, that's funny because, Becky's been on the heat, grinding her way up through the ranks here on SmackDown, and she's ready for the next leap, I'd say. And she goes, why do you care about Becky? Becky's on Raw. He's like, well, you seem to be mouthing up about Becky Lynch a lot right now, Tiffany. So, I've spoken to Batista, and he says that, yes, Becky's victories on Heat have earned her, the next step up. So, the main event of Heat, if you want to fight Becky Lynch so badly, it'll be Tiffany Stratton taking on the man, Becky Lynch. It is official. She goes, that's so not official. Like, look, my nose is still broken. She puts the mouth back. She goes, I don't want to fight. I can't fight. Pit goes, it is official. Get out of my office. So yeah, we'll see Tiffany Stratton against Becky on Heat. A long time coming, that one. Starting from Evolution when Becky punched Tiffany in the face and quote-unquote broke her nose. We then see Daniel Bryan coming out. First time he's physically been on the show since SummerSlam. Because I thought it was finally time that the greatest professional wrestler to ever do this graced you with his presence. Now, I know what you're thinking. Brian, at SummerSlam you cheated to beat Okada, and I say, blasphemy, You gotta do what you've gotta do when you're the best wrestler in the world, and that title is being put to the test. You'll do whatever you can do. It's not called cheating, it's called being smart. Again, ring psychology that loser wrestlers that aren't as good as me wouldn't think of doing. Now, I, as the greatest wrestler of the world, greatest wrestler in history, I'm taking this time to bestow upon you some teachings in that ring. Starting with the young man in the ring, Miles Bourne from NXT. He's just chilling in there. And he goes, this kid has got a long way to go. But stepping into the ring with the best to ever do it is one way to, speed up the process of him maybe becoming something in this business. Then the bell rings and Brian charges right at him. He hits that corner dropkick. And then we've got vicious Daniel Bryan, He's laying them kicks in extra hard. He might even do them head stomps. And then in the end, he submits Miles Bourne in 5:16 with the label lock. 95 for Daniel Bryan, 28 for Miles Bourne. 70, whatever. Fine. After the match, Bryan goes to leave and then he turns around. He grabs, Miles Bourne's arms. He's going to get ready to kick his Ming head in. When out storms Ilya Dragunov. And Ilya goes face to face with Daniel Bryan. And Bryan, he just sort of laughs. And he goes, you look after the kid, okay? I'm just trying to teach him the hard way that this business is rough. This business isn't easy. It ain't ballet. You, more than anybody, would know that, but you're a loser. I thought I used to respect you, but it turns out no. And Bryan just walks off and Ilya just glares at him as he does. And then I guess helps up Miles Bourne, who was going to get his fucking head kicked in by Daniel Bryan. We then cut backstage. Swerve's just chilling, in his chair backstage in the locker room. And Top Dollar and Ashanti and B-Fab walk in. And he goes, Swerve, did you see that? He went, the Battle Royal? Yeah, I was watching. Because we won. We did it. See? I told you. Hit roll back on top. And Swerve just looks. He goes, why did you win exactly? He goes, the Battle Royal that you told us to win. He goes, wow, bravo. What on, Dollar? I guess you're now the top star here on SmackDown, huh? You won a Battle Royal. You eliminated who? Sanga? Okay. I don't see those championships on you. You're celebrating too early. Hit Row ain't about celebrating mediocrity, and winning a Battle Royal is mediocrity. Being a champion, that's what makes Hit Row the best. And I don't see a championship on you right now. So until that day comes, until you go to No Mercy and you beat Kevin Sammy, we ain't got nothing to celebrate here. And you, looking at B-Fab again, and he goes, next week, these boys, they did their turn this week. I want to see more out of you. Because you're not doing anything around here. You lost to Becky because you were at the bottom of the totem pole. And I don't see you doing anything about it. You're coasting on the Hit Row name. The Hit Row name that in itself is in the mud right now because of those guys. So either step up or confirm to the world that you are as big a loser as everybody thinks you are. And then again, snapping at B-Fab is Top Dollar's big red button. He gets into Swerve's face. He goes, hey! We're going to win those tag team championships, right? Because we are the best tag team here on SmackDown, as we just proved by that Battle Royal victory. You may think it's nothing. It's for me and Ashanti, it's the first step of getting Hit Row back to the top. And B, she's along with the ride. We're going to, the rising tide raises all ships here in Hit Row. Next week, she's going to prove you wrong. She's going to go out there and she's going to win and punch her name and get closer to a championship opportunity. Hell, maybe she can become the Liberty Champion. But with that attitude that you're giving here, Swerve, beating everybody down, that ain't going to get us anywhere. And Swerve just laughs. He goes, now, you choose now to clap back, Dollar. Don't worry about me and what I'm thinking. I've got bigger fish to fry. You deal with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. B-Fab, you deal with whoever it is you gotta deal with. I'm heading straight to the top. My issues start at the very top. My issues start with John Cena. $72. We take that. It's the tag team match. DKE win again. They defeat Nightlight in 12:23. Hams pin Shantae again with the whole cow. 68 for Fans Katana, 72 for Morgan Daniels, 41 for Shantae Washington, 73 for Naomi. And that confirms the 4-way 4. Unforgiven will be Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross defending against Tatum Paxley and Ivy Nile from Raw, Ari Maikawa and Miko Satomura from ECW, and now DKE, then Morgan Daniels and Hams Katana of Chase U from SmackDown. Then see Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne, like hype package, all his victories so far as the United States Champion. And then next week, it's Open Challenge season. Dolph Ziggler's doing one on ECW. Pete Dunne's doing one here on SmackDown. Who's going to step up and answer that challenge? We then cut to the ring. Dakota comes out. She goes, it's not often I'm tasked with coming out here and speaking to you people with a microphone in my hand. But, I've been SmackDown Women's Champion before. Hell, I won the damn thing at WrestleMania. But at the time, it felt like I still wasn't being respected for my contributions to SmackDown. Even as the SmackDown Women's Champion, it was all about Bianca Belair. It was all about, EO, everybody else. I was merely the girl with the championship. But heading into No Mercy, it's different because I proved... I don't know why I'm giving her an American accent. I proved that I do belong at the top. Bayley thought she got the better of me when she turned and broke up our Damage Control back at Money in the Bank. But she didn't do just that because she ignited a fire in me, and now I'm now at the top. I now feel at the top of this division. And EO, you may have all the pretty new queendom around you, but then they're going to stay and going to stop you when I kick your head off and take that women's championship.
Bow down to the queens.
Out comes Tegan Nox and Piper Niven. And yeah, Tegan has the mic. She goes, same old Dakota. If anyone knows anything about you, it's me. We go a long way back. In fact, you mentioned WrestleMania last year. You becoming the women's champion. You took that championship from me. Okay? I've never forgiven you. I've never liked you. I've never forgiven you for 4 years ago when you kicked my head off in War Games. And after last year's WrestleMania, I can't even stand the sight of your face. Because, to be quite honest, Io Sky and Cammy and this queendom, they've raised me back to the level I should be at. The level I haven't been at since you put an end to my reign and, knocked me back down, knocked my confidence down. You didn't seem to care. Your old friend. And all you cared about was yourself and becoming champion. Whereas Io, she cares about all of us in the queendom because we're all growing together. And I've tried being the nice girl. I've tried being smile and shine. And that didn't get me a damn anywhere. And now you are standing here in my way. So, you talk about winning at No Mercy. I was at the back. So I was, for the first time in my life, happy to see you won that fatal 4-way. Salivating, chomping at the bit, knowing that I got the chance to kick your ass in this ring one more time. And she goes, well, you seem to be ready for a tag team match now, so, I'll leave you to it. But if you really want your head kicked off one more time by me, for old time's sake, I'm free next Friday, if you are. And Tegan goes, it will be my pleasure to make sure you even make it to No Mercy. Because if I don't, Piper, she will. And Piper Blevins just stood there, arms crossed, just glaring a hole through Dakota. And Dakota, sort of does look a little bit more intimidated at Piper Niven, but, valiant babyface, she ain't gonna back down. And then, she leaves because Katana and Kayden come out for the tag team match. Gets a 74. Checking the chemistry here, Piper and Tegan neutral, that's fine, at least it's not negative. Cammy, again, chemistry with both of them neutral, at least it's not negative. And yeah, Kayden and Katana are here for a defeat to Piper Niven and Tegan Nox of the Queendom. Or just Queendom, sorry, not the Queendom. Tegan Nox pins Katana Chance with a Vulture Culture Destroyer. 74 for Tegan, 62 for Piper, 69 for Katana, and a 54 for Kayden. And apparently next week it'll be Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai running it back. After that, we see Utami in the Queendom locker room. Io's not here this week. I know, I guess she's got better places to be than Green Bay, Wisconsin. I mean, fair play. So Utami's just there. She's not on the throne. I imagine she sort of contemplates sitting on the throne, but she doesn't. And then she does hear a knock at the door, and instead of any member of the Queendom, Asuka's there. And she just laughs at Utami. And Utami just slams the door in her face. And then, as Utami walks away from the slammed shut door, Asuka's knocking just gets louder and louder. And, yeah. I guess Asuka's not done with Utami. We then cut backstage to chase you. Andre Chase is there gassing these girls up. Haley Paul and Thea Hale are also there. And he goes, you did it. You did your fight. You've confirmed you are going to, not No Mercy, to Unforgiven, to wrestle for those tag team championships. Championship gold could finally be coming to chase you. And it could be my two newest students, my experts, my foreign exchange expert and my popular girl. And Thea, ain't this great? And Thea just there, just shrugs and goes, nah. He goes, come on, that's not the spirit, Thea, Your classmates are going to become champions and your bum face is killing the mood. And he goes, I'm so happy for them, Mr. Chase. It's great. Anyway, where's the paper due? And he goes, well, there should be one due for another you've got 3 months to do it, Thea. She goes, well, I better get started now. And then walks off. And Andre Chase goes, huh? What's her problem, 83. Last man standing. Keith Lee, Bronson Steiner. To hopefully settle the score between these two men once and for all. And they brawl around the ringside. But in the end, last man standing rules isn't enough to separate the two men. Because, John Cena and Ryback, that finish. Bronson Steiner picks up Keith Lee, rams him through the stage. There's a spark, big explosion on the set. And they bust through the LED wall. And both men are down and out for the 10. So, neither man victorious here tonight. Neither man can answer the count of 10. 82 for Keith Lee, 84 for Bronson Steiner. And yeah, we then get a segment. The referees, the security, Adam Pearce is there trying to pull these two men out. There's a lot of dead weight there. Two big guys like this, it takes a lot to, shift their lifeless bodies. But they are both stretchered out. And Adam Pearce, he's shaking his head. He thought that they were going to end their issues here tonight, but we're no closer to finding out any difference because we just got a big explosion. It's a big cool spot, The screen blowing up is always a cool moment. So yeah, it would have got a big pop, which sort of softens the blow of it being a non-finish because, people won't remember the match. They'll remember, oh my god, Bronson Steiner ran for Keith Lee through the screen. It blew up. But yeah, both men, we might not see either man for a while after that. Next week, though, like we said, we probably won't see Keith Lee or Bronson Steiner next week, but we will see Pete Dunne. as he will be hosting United States Championship Open Challenge. Anyone on SmackDown, of course, free to answer that one. And then a WrestleMania 38 rematch in the main event. Old friends turned bitter rivals, Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai running it back one more time. Tegan Nox representing the Queendom, taking on Dakota Kai, who is Io's challenger for No Mercy. And speaking of No Mercy, we heard earlier on tonight, Bianca Belair and Candice LeRae, they've been having issues for a while now. They will finally go one-on-one, head-to-head at No Mercy. And that's not the only women's match that is set for No Mercy, because breaking news, following that very weird interaction earlier on tonight backstage, Asuka and Utami, after looking for payback on Utami since SummerSlam, and she cost her the Women's World Championship. She's going to get the chance to get that payback at No Mercy when the two of them go one-on-one. And in the opening match, we found out that Hit Rose, Top Dollar, and Ashanti the Adonis are set to challenge Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships at No Mercy. Okay, yeah, I knew this match wasn't going to be that good because, storyline beats. We don't get a winner. I'm above covering it up. Montez Ford and Carmelo Hayes go at it for 14 minutes. LA Knight runs in, lays out Montez Ford with a BFT because I think Montez Ford would sell it like death. Like, he'd take the bump, like how we solved the stunner. He'd take the bump, I imagine he'd sell the BFT godly. But the important thing to note here is Carmelo Hayes he was up top, he was gonna hit nothing but net, and in his mind put Tez down and win the title. But LA Knight ran out and laid Montez Ford out with the BFT, so Tez did win by DQ. And he suffered a damaged eye, which apparently means he can't work angles, because I've got to go back to the booking screen. So now with Montez Ford out of the equation, LA Knight and Carmelo Hayes, they get to just fucking, beef off, scream at each other. He goes, hey, what you doing, you moaned at, Montez Ford casting you your shot back at No Mercy, and you've done the exact same thing right now to me, okay? This problem's getting out of hand. Because we got a problem here. Yeah, that's my World Heavyweight Championship, and it will be my World Heavyweight Championship because I'm gonna be the champion, not you, not this dumbass. Yeah. And then Oro Mensah and Trick Williams are also both out there, and Oro probably gets laid out by Carmelo Hayes. Trick Williams gets laid out by LA Knight, and then the two men they just continue to stare each other down. As Jakara Jackson's out there tending to Montez Ford's damaged eye. Speaking of, I did check, he's out for 22 days, which, if my maths is correct, means he's back the day of No Mercy, so it's fine. He won't miss the show. I was worried he was when I saw 22 days. I thought, that sounds like a long time, but I'm pretty sure that is the exact length. I believe that would fall on week 1 of October, which is when No Mercy is. Yeah. 85 rated show. Some good matches here, but, I can understand if some fans were disappointed watching this, in the kayfabe challenge run world, seeing 2 fuck finishes back to back here at the end of the show might have soured some people, but, it is technically still a SmackDown. We're building towards a pay-per-view here, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, on the other side will be Velocity. Last week we found out that MSK are going to challenge Death from Above for the Trios titles. That will happen on next week's show, not the show coming up just now. But yeah, see you on the other side of Velocity, I guess. Velocity kicks off with a tag team match. The Cruiserweight Champion, Young Sensei, teaming up with the new ally of My Wrestling Academia, Mr. Reggie. Despite Manny's suspicions about him, he's teaming up with Sensei Hit Night, and they beat the Daivaris. Sensei pins Arya Daivari with the Gomu Gomu no Boomerang. 70 for Reggie, who carried the match. 50 for Sensei, 36 for Arya Daivari, and a 53 for Sean Daivari. After the match, Sensei and Reggie celebrate when out comes Mustafa Ali. And Ali goes, kid, congratulations on being the champion. You got a lot on your plate right now. And trust me, as anybody, I can relate to you, I've often always been pigeonholed into what I can and can't do. here in professional wrestling, here in WWE, and just like you, I'm going to break the mold. That's why I would love to face you for the Cruiserweight Championship. And when I win the Tag Team Championships with Cedric, I'll have 2 titles. And Sensei's just like, yeah, name the time and the place, and I'll fucking do it. Let's go. Ali then goes on to defeat Cruz del Toro in 14:29 with the 054. Mustafa Ali got a 91 and a 56 for Cruz. Since LWO broke up and Joaquin Wilde is still injured, Cruz del Toro, he's been down at NXT for a bit, grinding down there. But, he is basically a velocity guy at this point. And him and Ali go at it. Ali wins 054, 14:29. Then see the number 1 backstage interviewer in the history of Velocity, Mr. Sho Funaki, with Cynthia Crespo, a rare woman appearing on Velocity, but she's obviously Death from Above's manager, so she just discusses the trios match coming up next week between Death from Above and MSK. Then our main event gets a 76. Drew Gulak teams with Dante Rios against Senza Volto and Axiom, a French and a Spanish luchador. And I gave Dante Rios and Drew Gulak the win. I wanted to give Gulak a win for, the hard work and effort he put in on Raw to put over Sensei. So, yeah. I notice things like that, and you get the rub, and you get a win, and you get rewarded for it. 79 for Gulak, 64 for Dante Rios, 63 for Axiom, and a 57 for Senza Volto. And that ends Velocity, that ends episode 413. What matters more is what you thought of the show, so do let me know what you thought in the comments below. And I'll see you next time for the second Mae Young Classic special, which will feature the third A and B block matches. See you then.